Volume11music.com. BigMex here for the BigMex and Jamie show, and
Jamie here for the BigMex and Jamie show.
there you go. I cannot, that's always like a weird, we need to figure out you need to figure out some sort of very, flowing type introduction.
I thought about it. I thought about it, and I can't quite. Actually, what we just did right there, I kind of like that.
Did you?
Because you said our names and then introduced yourself, and then I said our names and introduced myself.
Okay, there you go. Fine. Sure.
I don't want to abbreviate it because the whole BM thing just kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. Bill Murray, Bob Marley.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bowel movement. Yeah, I know. I get it, dude. I get
Big
it.
Mex.
Big Mex, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same difference. So how was your Happy Father's Day, by the way?
To you as well.
And Happy Father's Day to everybody out there who is a father who's listening to this. I'm sure I'll try to get it out tonight. If not tomorrow, but happy belated Father's Day.
Absolutely,
whatever.
And all the mothers as well, and grandparents,
single
and
moms,
aunts and
a lot
uncles.
of single moms that wear the dad hats. Yes, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I was raised by a grandmother, so I understand that. So what have you been up to?
I did absolutely nothing today. I woke. Well, first, where did you go? I saw pictures of you going out to Warped. I didn't. I know we talked about it. I didn't realize it until I saw your post on Facebook saying Pomona bound Warped Tour. I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
that's right.
I've only been talking about it every single week since we got tickets, but no, it was a great time. We went to the opening day of Warped Tour in Pomona, and it was a lot of fun. Actually, it was hotter than hell. It wasn't supposed to be 100 degrees.
Yeah,
and I tell you, it was hot, but we made it okay. But we had a great time, and we saw Beartooth, God, who else we see? Icon for Hire.
Palisades, you mentioned.
Palisades. Some of our listeners, our listeners and our followers on Facebook, I don't always know the types of bands that you might be into. We try to cover a lot that covers the rock spectrum. Palisades is one end of it. It's a metalcore mixed with some EDM.
God, I love when you do that.
And I
love when
you
you break it down like that.
They collide in a collision of tasty beats. And okay, I'll leave it at that. They just killed it. That was my favorite performance. I think my wife and I both, hands down, were like, wow, that was insane how good they were. Also, Icon for Hire, another kind of under-the-radar band. Female-fronted band. I shouldn't say that because she hates that, but very cool.
Well, does she not like to be called a female?
No, it's just, rather than say female-fronted band, just say Icon for Hire, which I can agree with.
Yeah.
Also, Attila, which a lot of people hate on, but they had probably the biggest crowd of the day.
Yeah.
And just good times. I met, if you remember back in the day, there was I don't even know what you call her, kind of from the Disney sect called Sky Sweetenham. And she had kind of minor hits in movies and things like that. They were like, oh, you watch a movie and be like, oh, I know that song. She started kind of a punk band a few years ago. She's from Canada. Met up with her a bit, talked with her. They're really interested in talking to us as well.
Yeah.
So that's looking forward. They're called Sumo Psycho.
Sumo Psycho. I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I have heard of them.
Yeah, I think you'd dig them.
You know what I did while you were in Pomona in the heat burning up?
Do I really want to know?
No, you want to know.
All right, do tell.
I was here hanging out at the Sporting Life bar.
That's right.
No,
I did see that.
I did a lot of beer casting.
How'd it go?
It went very well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right here, 7770. See how I did that?
Thank you.
South Jones Boulevard. We are here every Sunday from 5 to 7. And while we are here, they have $2 PBRs as you guys are drinking. By the way, we have Nikki and Anna for everybody who is say hi, ladies. Everybody who listened to last week's episode. The ladies will be starting to take over the comic book role playing. Maybe some of that too. Maybe I don't know if they're into that, but the cosplaying and the whole gaming aspect of Volume 11 music.
We just got them, Max. Let's not get them out of here that fast.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So I don't want to scare you guys. You guys have known me long enough to know that I'm really that scary.
Don't be too worried.
Yeah. So
we're learning.
So real quick, give me a couple of highlights of this week's Las Vegas Amazing Comic-Con.
I would have to say bigger than last year.
Yeah, definitely bigger than
Definitely bigger. A lot more cosplaying.
Yeah.
And just newer booths, like newer vendors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I noticed that too. What was yours?
I think this is actually my first year going to this.
Uh-huh.
I went to something similar a few years ago, but this is my first time here at this one, so it was so much fun. I do recommend it if it does come back next year. So very recommend it. Everyone's very friendly. Everyone will, take photos with you. The booths so many of them.
Yeah.
You're going to spend probably a lot of money.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I was just talking to Anna about that. You know, we'll talk about that later on because I'll go off on a completely different
Okay.
route and I'll totally fuck up the whole.
We have a
game.
script
Yeah,
here.
we have a
Believe it or not, we have a script.
Yeah, and then Jamie's gonna look at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I was already doing that.
Yeah, you were. So
It's okay.
We'll come and talk. We'll come back
Okay.
and talk to you guys. Enjoy your PBRs. Are you drinking it all, Nikki?
No, just water.
Do you want anything to drink?
I'm sorry.
Are you just
I always come over water.
Okay.
The water's
It's
good.
V11 water.
V11 water?
V11 and
It's
V11
free.
PBRs.
There you go.
There you go.
The PBRs are not free. All right, we'll talk
No.
to you ladies in a little bit.
So going back to like tours, concerts, stuff like that. While I was at Warp, there were some posters on the walls of the venue there. It's an outdoor venue, and I was seeing "Taste of Chaos." I was like, "Oh, it must be an old poster from there for years because it hasn't been like 5 years since we saw that tour." No,
Well,
it's
you got to explain to people who don't know that because I didn't know.
everybody except for you knows "Taste of Chaos." It was kind of before the Monster Energy craze of all the different uproar and this and that. So Taste of Chaos was before. So you had maybe My Chemical Romance and The Used were a part of that. I think Korn was a part of it. Just a lot of those types of bands. So it's back, but it's only a one-time gig now, kind of like they're doing for a lot of these. It's going to be at the same place they have KNOTFEST. That's the San Manuel Amphitheater, and that's in San Bernardino. I cannot see that word. Will you say it for me right now?
San Bernardino
See, he can say it.
or Purdue.
Thank you, Purdue. Anyways, it's going to be there. Dates. I have dates in front of me. That's going to be on the 3rd of October. And you're going to see bands like Jimmy Eat World, The Used, All American Rejects, Story of the Year. Eclectic lineup, not super heavy, but kind of fits into the vibe of the whole Taste of Chaos deal. They're going to have camping. The next weekend, they're going to have another gig that's kind of like a early Warped. And it's going to be called the It's Not Dead Festival. That's on the 10th of October. And you're going to see bands like NoFX, Bad Religion, Fishbone, H2O. Just all these original kind of Warp bands, and Kevin Lyman's putting that on.
Like Deftones and Seven Dust, Eminem.
No, like
Body
the old
Count,
punk bands.
Suicidal.
Punk bands. Well, Suicidal's punk, but they're not on there.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
no,
you
it's
said
like
all the old Warp bands.
Oh, I said punk
Blink 182.
Punk bands.
Blink 182.
You want to start a rumble right here? You throwing shade in my direction?
I am throwing massive shade in your direction.
Damn. That's all right. I can live with it because I'm talking right now. I'm dominating.
Yeah? Go for it.
Well, yeah. And then a couple weeks later, you have KNOTFEST, which a week from the 22nd, so it'll be the 29th, they're going to announce the lineup, and tickets are going to go on sale, and that's this month. So
Yeah.
we're going to kind of still talk. I said that we're going to have a little bit of a contest to see how many bands from Aftershock play KNOTFEST, and I still want to do that because I have a list, and I want to put your list down next to it and see what happens.
I got better things to do than
You really
come up-
don't.
Yeah,
You really don't.
No, I
so
do.
I'm going to text you. It's going to happen.
I'm kind of. I was talking to the middle one today, and I asked him. I said, "Dude, you're gonna have to pick between KNOTFEST or Five Finger, because he absolutely loves Five Finger Death Punch. But he also, I mean, you know, you've talked to him before. He loves the harder metal, right? So I showed him the Lamb of God, which we're gonna get into mosh pit stories later on.
Yes.
I showed him the Lamb of God performance from Hellfest. Oh my God. They fucking, they killed it. I mean, I'm sure most of everybody there it's not all Parisians, you know, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Parisians had this in them. Even my middle one goes, I thought the French were supposed to be peaceful.
Well, you know, I think
know?
a lot of the, the Americans were the ones that really did the crazy mosh pit stuff, I think, for a long time. And you still have, like, Asian countries, they don't do anything like that. But I think the European crowds, they move pretty.
They jump up
pretty
and down.
good. Yeah, that's.
I've gotten word. I asked some musicians. I'm like, what's the difference between? I think Corey Taylor was the one that I asked about this.
Yeah.
I said, what's the difference between Europeans and American mosh pits? He goes, Europeans jump up and down. Americans, they
Beat the shit out of each other? Yeah.
And Asians, they sing along, like they
Yeah.
give all their. But once the song stops, they stop.
Yeah.
And it's quiet.
Yep.
I'm like, that's weird. That would be creepy.
Yeah, I'm sure some bands have trouble, but you look at some of these bands that have become huge in the Asian market
Yeah.
that never translate, over here.
Yeah.
Or in the UK even, like Zebrahead. Remember Zebrahead?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're huge over there.
Yeah.
Nothing anywhere else.
Crazy.
And their guys live here in Vegas. They
Yeah,
never
yeah.
play Vegas, so
I
that's
know.
weird. So, talking to that, Slipknot, we were just talking about them. They're going to go on a short, hopefully short hiatus after this tour cycle.
Yeah, it's about time because they haven't been on a hiatus in a long time.
Well, I think that they even said that, they've always done that. It's just people are kind of afraid now if they go away, they're never going to come back. They're talking 2-3 years. You got to have more Stone Sour. I mean, that's going to happen. So I think if they can stick with that, I think they'll get back together.
You know what? 2 years sounds a lot longer than it really is.
Right. Especially with Stone Sour.
Yeah.
You'll be busy with that. The fans of Stone Sour will be busy with that.
Stone Sour still has, I think, 2 or 3 more covers EPs.
Yeah, this year. This
Yeah.
year.
Is
They're
it
talking
this year?
about. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
So, and I really dug the one they had from Record Store
Yeah,
Day.
no, it's cool. I mean, he really wants to do it exactly how the songs were. Well, and I like that.
And they're actually Corey's actually doing an acoustic set at the House of Blues. I think July 19th here in Vegas.
Sounds about right. And that's to promote his book.
Yes. If you've never seen his acoustic show, have you ever seen it?
I have.
And what are your thoughts?
I'm not a fan of acoustic music, but I will say Corey's really cool.
That's right, huh?
I just can't get into it.
Dude.
Corey's cool. And the bad thing is when I saw him at Wasted Space.
Yeah, I was at
that
that
was
one, yeah.
shortly after Paul died. And so
Yeah.
he was not in the mindset. I mean, he was crying on stage. It was pretty tough to watch, but I've heard other shows after that have been pretty funny and fun and all that.
Oh my god, dude! His Twitter handle is I forgot what his Twitter handle. Huh?
Great Big Mouth?
No, it's maybe it is now, but I think one of them used to be the Elvis something or other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now he because last time he played the Hard Rock Pool, he was in the Elvis costume.
Yeah, and that was with RJ from Hellstorm, who was also going to be finally. Are we going to talk about that?
I forgot
about that.
Right? We don't know if we're allowed to talk about Hailstorm after I said I didn't like the new album, which another friend of ours in town here who writes for another outlet also really doesn't like the album, and he is probably the biggest Hailstorm fan I've ever met.
He likes anything with the female singer.
Yes.
Tom likes anything.
Oh my God, you said his name?
I love Tom.
I was trying to be all
No.
secret and covert. Tom.
No, Tom is awesome, dude.
You mean Tom?
Tom.
Say his last name.
Sachidi.
I can never say his last name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So hey, we're calling you out. You're getting a hashtag now, buddy.
Yeah. So he likes anything with female singers.
He does.
He likes the whole Nightwish, Amaranthi. He likes all that stuff.
He likes the kind of European style.
Yeah, I won't call it garbage because it's their music. It's whatever. I mean, it's not garbage. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But for him to say he didn't like the Hellstorm album, that's big, right?
But
there.
he didn't like it for the same reasons I said I didn't like it. It was just such a mess.
Yeah.
Talking about bands that have talking about bands that are maybe going on hiatus. Here's a band that may be coming out of hiatus, and that's Disturbed. I know I'm not a huge fan either.
Yeah.
I
like
will
Disturbed?
say Nikki loves
Nikki.
Disturbed.
Turn on your microphone, Nikki. Come on. Let me go ahead. Please explain to me
why do you love Disturbed?
Why do you love Disturbed?
I love their music. I have all their albums.
You mean all the albums that have the same song on them?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so hard.
But see, even as a Disturbed fan, she knows what I'm talking
She's
about.
like, I've heard it all before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just very catchy music. And
it is.
Yeah.
I'm just not big into the whole animal sounds that he makes. One of them's a monkey.
I want to do it right now, but I'm afraid it's going to
turning
come
my
out
mic back
completely ridiculous. So I'm not going to do it. But you can all hear it in your head. Everybody, just right now.
There you go.
See, he did it. He did it.
I'm not big into that. Like, come on, dude.
No.
Think of some lyrics. You're a fucking singer. Think of some lyrics. Write some shit out.
He even did that side project Device.
Yeah.
And it sounded exactly
Like
like Disturbed. It's
Exactly.
like, really? But, the other guys have been busy. I mean, they've been in a lot of other stuff.
John Moyer is playing for another band.
We just talked about this.
Who is it? No.
Oh, shit. Okay. The one,
anyway,
the 3 Days Grace singer.
No, he's not.
Isn't
the
he
bass
in that
player.
one of
No,
those bands?
I don't think so.
Well,
No. He is.
He is.
He is at
Yeah.
Mount Saint Antonia.
Yeah, thank you. And their album's coming out in the next couple of months. They just announced. And then there was another band that another guy was involved with. So regardless, they put a thing out on their website, on their Facebook, of that guy or the guy waking up from
He's not really waking up. He's kind of breathing.
Well, he's kind of breathing. So I think there's stuff going on. I mean, it's bound to happen.
Go to our Facebook page.
Yes, go to our Facebook page and you will see it
there.
right smack dab right there, and you can watch it and be amazed.
A whole 4.5 minutes of a cartoon of a guy laying on a futuristic type gurney, breathing, and having little glitches in the monitor. It's weird. It's just weird. I can understand it being 90 seconds.
Well, you just wasted like a minute talking about it. So see, I know it's tough. Anyways, let's go into something cooler. Let's talk about Megadeth.
Yes, Dave Mustaine said that the fans will be happy at the fact that the music is more aggressive this time around. Now, I like Dave. I've always liked Dave, and I think when I went and saw the Big Four concert, when they simulcast it is what it is.
Yeah.
On the theaters, on the big screens.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
went to the theater to go watch it, and his vocals sounded horrible, and more water. How do you stop and just ask for more?
You just put your hand over the mark. More water.
More water.
More water. Okay.
More water,
now you
please.
come back. Now you come back. You just throw it to me. Just throw it to me, and I'll
I could have
talk.
done that, but
I
yeah,
know it's
whatever.
okay.
Whatever. It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want, right?
That is true. We were talking about Megadeth and how they're good rock.
Yes. So, what do you think? I mean,
Megadeth is the most inconsistent band I've ever experienced ever.
that was my point I was trying to get to, actually.
And the problem is lineup changes. I mean, that's the problem. Dave does the same thing, but it's like having it's like being a cook and having different ingredients trying to make the same dish. And Dave has the same ingredients, but he has different cooks helping him with different supplies trying to make these songs.
With different tastes.
Yeah, and it doesn't always work. And I think now that you have Adler in there, and you have some.
Not Steven Adler.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should be a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
Which it would be kind of cool to see Steven Adler doing that.
Not really.
Really?
I don't think he could keep up, dude.
No. Who is it? It's Chris?
Chris Adler. Yeah, I think it's Chris Adler from Lamb of God.
Yeah.
What are the Adler brothers in Lamb of God?
Yeah, the drummer one.
Yeah, the
drummer
one.
one.
Of course, the drummer one.
Yeah, but
and then the Italian dude or the Brazilian dude guitar player. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with Dave.
See, we shouldn't
man.
even open up that door.
Yeah,
then we sound like we don't know what we're talking about, which we do know what we're talking about.
We do.
By the way, I just had a
Thank
volume
you so much.
11.
See, we have fantastic service
I
here
know.
at the Sporting Life Bar.
Rachel,
Rachel.
say hi.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
That's
So
Rachel.
why should people come to the Sporting Life Bar besides coming to see us great talents right here?
We have like 22 plus TVs, all sports channels. It's super spacious. There's smoking available, but it doesn't seem like anybody smokes in here.
Yeah.
Food's really awesome, and
I like. You know what my favorite part is the sports book thing. Looking up there, that's my favorite part. But other than the food is great. The service is great.
Rachel's great, and she just brought
Rachel's
another
like-
V11 PBR.
Rachel's
only
like,
$2
Get
between
me the
5 and 7.
fuck out of there from this crazy dude right now.
You were the crazy dude. I was this
I
guy
don't
holding
mind
the
being
mic.
a crazy dude. I've been having look.
You have crazy hair, dude.
So this is I haven't. This is kind of like a totally off subject thing. So like a while ago, and I won't get into details. I ended up ripping out my hair, right? And some of you know that I've had long hair, I've had bald, and it grows really well and really fast. Since I ripped it out, it's coming in thin, and it's really distracting. So now, and there's like, and I sound okay saying this. There's no volume to my hair, right?
I can't stop looking at your hair now. I'm like transfixed on the thin area right there.
Right there.
I always thought you were thin in the head, but
Jesus. So now it's like it's starting to like. I'm at the point where I just leave it crazy so nobody fucks with me.
Well,
they look like, oh my god.
it's
what's
actually a
up with
good
this dude?
tactic to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I've told you before. I'm growing mine short.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working on it. It's working well.
So speaking of growing short, Dave Mustaine's. I'm talking about because he's really short with his musicians. Is that a really good kind of segue back into it?
It was reaching, but it will work.
It works.
It will work.
Okay, I don't mind reaching as
What
long as
about-
it works.
I mean, I don't know where you're going with this, but I kind of want to talk about the new Lamb of God album because we're talking about Megadeth. We've
Okay.
already kind of talked about Megadeth, and we're going to have this Lamb of God bundle coming out with the new album. And, some of these bands now are putting out – luckily, they're putting it out before the actual album drops. I hate it when bands re-release an album, put one extra song, charge $80 so you can get the one extra song. This is the new Lamb of God album, which, there's a lot of fanfare going into this. And so it's going to have a huge, giant-sized bundle that goes with it. Cost-wise, I'm not sure what it is, but
I believe it's $175.
Damn. See, that's what's cool though, because people are gonna download it and they're gonna get it for free. But the band is wanting to give you something that you cannot get from downloading it for free.
This is what comes with it. Okay, it's they're gonna range from an everything bundle, is what they're calling it, to a which includes the deluxe CD or LP. Okay, a 7-inch vinyl single of bonus tracks, a signed album art lithograph, a T-shirt, a hoodie, cassette, and sticker set for $175. That's not, to me, that's not too bad.
No, that's not bad.
That's pretty bitching, especially
the
with the
autographs.
7-inch and the autographs and
Yeah.
the hoodie.
Yeah, the autograph. I mean, the hoodie's $40 right there. Autographs are priceless. I mean, seriously, I've done that before. I've done bundles before, and I think it's worth it. You know, the problem is, full disclosure, you know who I paid for the bundle for?
Uh-oh.
Lost Profits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eek.
I know. How did I know? I didn't know. So I got their autographs.
Yeah, let me change
I got
subjects.
no, but seriously, I mean, that's kind of
How much do you think you sell that autograph for?
Right now, nothing until he gets killed in prison. Then we'll see what
You
happens.
think he'll get killed?
I
got
child molester,
when
man. He'll get killed in prison.
I can't think of the name of the band. Tim Lambesis.
Oh,
As
my
I Lay
God.
Dying. As I Lay Dying.
Jesus.
They when they played here in town, I got a drum head signed by the whole band, and shortly after that, guess what?
He got in trouble.
He got in trouble with the law.
So you got head from the whole band.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. That was the segue.
Oh my God.
I know.
See?
You just said, no, okay. We're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a song maybe?
Yeah. What are we playing?
We're going to play a song. This is a band. A band. Get that, huh? This is a band from Norway. They've been around for a really long time, actually. 1998 is when they formed, that's a long time ago at this point.
That is.
They're called Ribozyme.
Uh-huh.
I know. You got to look it up when I post this.
Okay.
This is called Timely Reminder off an album called Grinding Tune. Kind of an Alice in Chains meets Queens of the Stone Age meets Foo Fighters sound.
Okay.
Check it out.
All right. Right here on
The Big Mex and Jamie Show.
Then you run out the door again.
Volume11music.com, BigMex on the BigMex and Jamie show. And you are?
I am Jamie of the
You're
BigMex and Jamie show.
Yeah, sure. We're just talking about how we can make this a little bit more free-flowing, and I don't think I found it out yet.
Yeah, we have not found it.
Excuse me.
We've gone through some issues. We got, the name and all that, but I think we're doing okay.
We're still fairly new with this. I mean, considering this is episode 15.
15.
Check this out. Look, this is my. That's the Joker from Lego Batman.
Nice.
Should I answer? It's my sister.
It depends. I mean, what's going on? It's family.
Sister, hold on. Let me put you on speaker. Sister.
Yeah.
Okay. You're on our podcast right now. I just want to thank you for interrupting my work. How can I help you this evening?
Sweet. Thanks a lot. Oh my God! Could you hear the chorus with your text message?
No, because you called me. I might as well answer. I got to be courteous and at least answer the phone. What you need?
I just wanted to see if you were home.
Come on out to the bar.
Huh?
Come on out to the bar.
Well, I need to drop off this money.
Oh, Julia's at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. You know, she's the one that takes care of your son. You can call her. Y'all have known each other for longer than you've known me, so then she's known me. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, sister.
See, that's how we should do interviews from now on. I mean, just call somebody, be like, "Hey, what's up?" You're on the air right now. We can hear it.
Oh, excuse me for stuffing my face. This fucking pretzel's awesome.
Yeah, that giant pretzel. I think didn't you just take some video?
Yeah, I posted some video on our Facebook page.
It'll still be there.
Nikki and Anna have what is that? Hummus.
Hummus
with garlic. I can smell the garlic all the way over here. They got the little mini pizza. I got the small pretzel with the beer cheese, and it's awesome, dude. I
had some beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the $2 PBRs here at the Sporting Life Bar.
V11 PBRs. V11 PBRs. You'll learn one day.
South Jones Boulevard on the corner of Jones and Robindale. There's a lot of people here tonight. Got Mrs. Jamie over there on her phone.
Brandy, who was once a host.
Yeah. For how long? When she was sick?
One episode.
She got. Okay.
Can we reveal this?
Yeah.
So anybody who's been listening, Brandy and I did a podcast, her and I, because Mex was on assignment, as I always say. And Brandy was feeling terrible that day, but she still came out like a trooper, did the whole entire episode, and then got home and threw up. So she
awesome.
Really, seriously, I can't, I have to hand it to her. Thank God I'm married to her, because I would be envious of her, and I would want to marry her if I knew all that went down.
Yeah.
So.
And also, you guys' son is here.
Yeah, he is here or was here.
Did he leave?
Well,
did he bounce, really?
Did he bounce? Oh, he went to hang with the crew.
Oh, he's not cool enough, huh?
Now,
he's too cool
really
to
and
hang out with
truly,
Mom and
we're
Dad.
having fun right now, but as far as watching us have fun, I don't know how cool it is. I got to say. It's just the way it is.
Oh, we're fucking cool. At least I am. And
Well,
Brandy is.
I know
Everybody
I'm
else,
cool.
Everybody else here is. Look,
Why are you excluding me?
Because you're all right.
Damn it. I still haven't got there yet. I'm watching some shenanigans going on
What
at
are
this
they doing
table
over
right
there?
now. I'm not sure what it was.
Oh, porn.
Porn?
I'm not about that. I don't
Porn's
watch
for everybody.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, let's talk about some stuff.
Yes.
Let's talk about some stuff. Let's not bore our listeners right now with porn.
Yeah.
You're probably watching that right now anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, because you can listen to us and watch porn, just so you know, because we're on the internet.
Uh-huh.
That's how the internet works now.
Yeah.
Porn and YouTube at the same time. I want to talk about moshing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the wild craze of
The
moshing.
art?
The art of mosh.
Ooh,
I was just at Warped.
That's a great,
And
that's
I
a great
saw a
title for
lot-
a song. Copyright.
The art of mosh. I like it. I was at Warped and I saw a lot of different styles of moshing.
Uh-huh.
And, I was probably 20 years older than everybody at Warped, but that's okay. They didn't know. They really didn't know. And, I saw a lot of kids flying around like crazy. And I'm wondering, between these kids doing the mosh stuff, they're 16 years old, and then you see something like this Lamb of God video that just surfaced.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Lamb of God, they on Blabbermouth, they acquired the full professionally shot set of Lamb of God from Hellfest, and I enjoy the different styles of moshing. You got Europeans who go up and down. who jump straight up and down, not in and out, up and down.
They go up and down.
And then the Asians, they don't really mosh. They just kind of stand there. They just kind of stand there and sing the words to the song, whether they don't know the language or not. And then you got the Americans who just kind of just run around in circle like complete idiots and try to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem. I mean, I enjoy like a wild show.
Yeah.
I would prefer the European style of mosh, which is jumping up and down and everything. I've been in plenty of shows. That's where what you do. You jump up and down. You have a good time. You sing. Blah blah blah. But the whole idea to run into somebody as hard as you fucking can, and possibly knock out a filling.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
My 11-year-old wants to do the Wall of Death. He wants to do it. I don't know why he wants to do it. But what my
because it looks cool.
It does look cool, but it looks painful too.
Yeah.
I'm not about being in a lot of pain these days. Be honest with you.
Even when I was younger, I mean, unless
it's like tattoo wise type stuff,
Yeah.
you know. Even like sex wise, I'm not into the pain. Like my safe word
And
is my
that's
safe
where
word
we
is
went off
my
the
safe
rails.
word is ouch. Right?
Ouch?
That is my safe word.
I don't believe that works at most professional
you see,
places.
That just shows you, like, I'm not into that type of pain. Just tattoo really pain is the only pain I'm into. Mosh pit pain, I'm not into that either.
Really? So you put mosh pit pain and sex pain within the same category?
Oh, absolutely.
What if? Never mind. We're just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
But again, like even at my age, which I'm not old, and I'm out there in the middle of all this shit, anyways.
Yeah.
I just don't get the whole run into. I watch this. I'm right at the edge of this mosh pit, and I watch these guys, and I'm like, I just can't quite wrap my head around
Well, I'll
it.
be honest. Like it's kind of gone downhill over the last 15 years.
I would agree.
You know, and it's all the bros, it's all the meatheads out there that just want to go in there and just try to punch somebody for no reason, whether it's a guy or a girl. I'm not really about that. But you're right. The up and down European style of moshing is cool.
It's
it
so
looks
much more
even
fun.
better. Now, I believe it was also on Hellfest where Upon a Burning Body
One of the best bands out there today.
Yeah. Their mosh pit was around the soundboard. So they had a circle pit that was going around the soundboard.
That's the new thing. At Warped, they did that.
Circle
And
pits?
when you're talking circle pit around the soundboard at Warped, that's a huge fucking mosh pit.
Yeah.
But that's cool because the circle pit, everybody's just running around.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily colliding with
Yeah.
everybody. And, again, I just don't understand the idea that you can enjoy the music all you want.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sound like a, party pooper or anything
Yeah.
like that. But, to me, jumping up and down, and that's why probably I like going to some of these younger skewed shows, is that I kind of see more of a jumping up and down and having a good time than I see the running into each other as hard as you can.
You know what?
To some extent.
Yeah. I've had some discussions with some people, like the System of a Down when they played at the Pearl the last time they played here.
Yeah.
I was really saddened at the pit that they had going in there, and also the Jägermeister when the three of the big four played at the Pearl. I was a little upset, and I was speaking loud enough to my wife because we were sitting up in nosebleed because we had the kids with us. I was like, "This is a fucking mosh. They call that a fucking mosh pit." And the guy behind me goes, "That's fucking lame, dude. I'd be down there." He was an older guy.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
The Pearl is a bad example because they have one of the smallest floors of any venue in Vegas.
No, that's not. But to me,
But
that's
still,
no.
If you see a bad
excuse.
pit at the Joint, then something's going on. I mean, the Joint's probably the best way to tell. I mean, like when we saw, of all things, Disturbed a few years ago, they created a pit, and which is kind of odd, but they created a pit, and that thing was huge. And my son, who was here for a while tonight, he got into that pit for a minute. And he loved that. But see, I think that's kind of like one of those things, the rite of passage for younger, fans to go out into that pit. But for older fans, it's like, I'm going to break a hip.
Yeah. Now that we're on the mosh pits, but let's just go to like the more funner, and that is a word, funner side.
It's your
of it.
word.
What is the most memorable mosh pit that you were in?
Oh God, for me, really for me, it goes way back. I mean, it wasn't so much of a mosh pit. It was getting hit in the face by somebody's head. It was a girl. It was a really cute girl. So I'm like, I'm going to stand as close to the back of this girl as I can. And this was in the 90s.
Okay.
And this was in Seattle. And it was like Bush or something that was playing. And it wasn't a mosh pit, but it was like, it was back then, it was a mosh pit. And I remember getting hit right in the face by this girl's head.
Yeah.
And I bit right through my lip.
Oh.
but I had to act cool.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
you
I'm
couldn't-
bleeding.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I'm
God,
bleeding, and I'm like,
man.
oh, fuck. And that's my most memorable one just that popped into my head right now.
Yeah.
How about you?
There's a couple of them. And not all of them had to deal with me physically, personally. One of them was when I hyperextended my knee at a drowning pool.
You sound really old right now.
Yeah, I do sound way fucking old. But what happened is this guy fell backwards, and my knee literally went as far back as it possibly could, and I felt it and heard it pop during the concert. And I limped out of there, and I'm like, holy fuck, I need to go to the emergency. But I ended up not going to the emergency. I ended up sitting up in the upper level at the House of Blues, smoking weed and getting drunk. So.
And now you have a limp. It's cool.
Yeah. So another one was my cousin. We went to go see White Zombie, Pantera, and Anthrax in Houston, and he came out of the pit, and he was a big guy like me, and he was like, "Oh man, that was fucking great, man." And I was like, "Hey, did you get hit in the head with a boot?" Oh no. He's like, "Did you see that?" I said, "No, but I see the Doc Martin logo on the cross of your forehead."
No, you see people come out of those pits.
Yeah.
And you know, talking to that is like sometimes, like I said, I hang out at the edge of the pit, which is kind of a dangerous place because these guys, they come full speed right at you. But sometimes you push them back. And there's been a couple times where I pushed them back and they fell flat on their face. And I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Because you got these, you have like 50 people going around and you push some guy out of your way and he falls on his face.
Yeah.
But, pits, this is not my thing anymore.
Yeah, it's not. I'm kind of over it. I like to hear my kid, and I talk about my kids a lot, but that's just my life. But like my middle one just is dead set on doing the Wall of Death. He's been in a Slayer pit before. He's been in a Volbeat and Five Finger pit before. Now they kind of went easy on him,
But he's getting bigger.
But he's getting bigger. He's really into the crowd surfing. He really likes that part. Of concerts. He's
That's
all about
I've
that.
I've never done in my life.
Oh, I've done that. I did that at a Metallica. It was Metallica, Candlebox, Fight, and it was supposed to be Alice in Chains on that bill.
Is that like one of these kids is
summer-
doing his own thing? Because you said Metallica, Fight, Candlebox. Really?
What do you mean?
I mean, really?
No, Candlebox was on the bill. They had to be put on the bill because Alice in Chains, Lane had to go to rehab or something like that. He was too fucked up at the time.
Yeah.
So they had to put Candlebox on the bill. And I want to say somebody else is on that. What are you looking at?
I was just watching the shenanigans going on.
I wonder. That seems more entertaining than what's going on over here.
My eyes averted, but I'm still talking about the subject.
Okay.
Here. So, anyways, I'm going to wear dark glasses. Wait, there's some dark glasses right there. I'll wear those. But, I remember that tour, actually. And I remember even at that time that Candlebox was kind of the odd man out.
Yeah.
I lived in Seattle. And of all the bands that came into Seattle to be part of the Seattle sound, Candlebox was the one that people hated the most.
I wonder why.
Because they came in to be a part of the grunge movement. Bands moved. You remember when the bands moved to LA?
They're not from Seattle?
I believe a couple of the guys were from Seattle, but they basically came together in Seattle to be a part of that movement.
And they kind of caught the coattails.
Exactly. That's what STP was a part of. They didn't move to Seattle, but they were considered the hangers-on to the grunge sound at that time. Even Pearl Jam, if you put together, Eddie Vedder had a really hard time getting that cred because he is from California. Everybody else was from Seattle. And so it was kind of a weird situation to be in that whole Seattle situation. And, growing up in that, it was a weird kind of time to be involved in that. Because you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, I was around for the Seattle sound and this and that. I'm the biggest fan ever of these, Seattle groups and this and that.
A lot of writers here in town.
Yeah, I really don't have a problem with that. But I was there. That was my music scene. I'm of an age where that was my music scene.
Yeah.
And I still am friends with some of those people. It's neat to see the idol worship, but at the same time, you can't really say that you know exactly what was going on right then.
Yeah.
But that was off subject. I'm so sorry about that.
That's
But
all right.
we were talking about moshing, and that was a big thing. And actually, I just came up with my greatest mosh story ever. Thank you so much. Same festival that I was talking about when I got hit in the face. There's a band out of Seattle called Tad. Do you remember Tad?
Yes, yeah.
So Tad was a big guy.
Yeah.
Tad was a big guy. And it was a Soundgarden concert, actually, and they were the ones headlining. Tad opened. Tad decided to jump into the crowd.
Yeah.
That was my first experience of a true mosh pit with Tad jumping into the crowd.
Yeah.
Insane. That was one that I got scared. That I was gonna. It was outdoors. It was in the dirt. And when you have a mosh pit like that in the dirt, it's scary. And you have Tad jumping
I
over
bet it
you,
is.
and he doesn't go very far. So that was mine. We actually have somebody here who has a kind of a funny mosh pit story.
Yeah?
I was hoping that maybe I can grab her
Okay.
really quick and just see what she
sure.
has to say. This is
that-
my wife, Brandy.
Brandy?
Who's going to tell the mosh pit story
Brandy,
right now. Please tell it.
What are we talking about?
Your mosh pit story, Brandy. I wish you were. Oh my gosh, really? Brandy.
Okay, so we were at a Day to Remember down on Fremont Street.
Uh huh.
And I was trying to get a picture of the band, and they started when I was right in the middle of everybody. So the mosh pit started immediately. So I got stuck in there. Somehow I lost my shoes. I got 2 toes broken on 1 foot. I lost my purse, and then I was freaking out. So I went back into the pit because I needed to get my purse back. Yeah, it was a clusterfuck. It was terrible. Oh, yeah, I cried. I was hysterically crying. Got my purse back. Somehow my sunglasses weren't in it, but all my money was, which was the weirdest thing ever. So, yeah. No, I never got my shoes back, so Jamie gives me his sweaty-ass socks to walk around on Fremont. Yeah, it was disgusting.
So you guys decided.
But
You
thank
guys.
you, baby,
You
for taking
you
care
guys
of
still
me.
decided to stay for the show after that. Yeah, pretty much. Whose idea? If my wife lost all that stuff and was hysterically crying, I would take her home.
Oh, we did. Okay, so he gives me his sweaty ass socks to wear, which I was gross the fuck out about. So we end up walking down to Walgreens. He buys me some flip-flops, and we have to walk back by the venue, and we actually met Jeremy from A Day to Remember. He's like, and I told him my whole sob story because I was traumatized. And so he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm glad everything worked out. Yeah, it was terrible. Never a fucking again.
What stage was this? Was Rock the Block was that with Papa Roach? Okay, so it was a
So
past
anytime a
one.
mosh pit even looks like it's about to break out and I'm anywhere near it, I'm clearing the back
You're
of the
ghost,
room.
huh? You're out of there.
Never again.
Okay.
Am I done?
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that one.
I want to thank my wife, Brandy, for her kind words.
I saw
about
this
the show.
chick get her hair ripped out during an Aussie show where Korn was opening up for them.
Was
Yeah.
it weave or real
No,
hair?
it was real hair, dude.
That was before weave. It was like when real
this
hair
was,
came
this
out.
was, yeah. This is before weaves. It was no
damn.
wig. It was poor girl. I felt sorry for her.
Yeah, again, we have a lot of shows coming up actually this week. You're probably, when you're listening to this, you hopefully will be going to the 36 Crazy Fists Defiled show at LVCS, which is on Monday, the 22nd. Is that
Civil unrest? 24th?
No, I'm talking about 36.
That's tomorrow, right? Monday?
22nd? Yeah.
Well, whatever today's.
I can't. I really
Come
right
on,
now.
dude.
I have no
Oh my God.
timekeeping going
The
on.
22nd, yes.
22nd. That's
Yes.
LVCS, and then on Wednesday we have the Civil Unrest tour, which we've been hyping pretty good. That's at LVCS. Starts at 5:30.
Yep.
And we're gonna see Il Nino, Straight Line Stitch, Davey Suicide, and a bunch of other bands, including Dim, which is guests of ours and some of our good friends here in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are we talking about next?
I don't know. We talked about what was going to happen in this
Let me look at my
in this segment.
Let me look at my notes over here. So, you know what? We got Anna and Nikki here. Let's. Real quick before we go to them.
Yes.
Did you hear the story about the couple in Florida?
I have not.
Okay. We're going to talk about this couple in Florida when we come back. Who are we playing right now?
We're going to talk about we're actually going to play a band called Redlands.
Uh-huh.
This is a band out of Denver, and they have a new EP called Adventurer, and this is Top Shelf Liquor.
Top Shelf Liquor?
Yeah, perfect
Liquor.
for our next segment.
Yeah, poker in the front, liquor in the rear, or liquor in the front, poker in the rear?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay. Right here on
BigMex and Jamie Show.
on volume11music.com.
Oh, what a terrible thing to waste a life on material girls and diamond rings. Just filling our heads with these typical American dream. So dream on, dream on, dream on. It's that top shelf liquor. No, we don't need a name. We're trading love for cheap thrills, higher than the Hollywood Hills. It's that top shelf liquor, and we're killing the time, pouring our souls out like wine to feel alive, to feel alive, to feel alive. Like a rebel on the run, we're chasing shadows of the lovers that will soon become. Just flip that switch and baby turn me on, until we're tripping all the way into a distant sun. Dream on, dream on. It's that top shelf liquor. No, we don't need a name. We're trading love for cheap thrills, higher than the Hollywood Hills. It's that top shelf liquor, and we're killing the time, pouring our souls out like wine to feel alive, to feel alive, to feel alive. Thrills, higher than the Hollywood Hills. It's that top shelf liquor, and we're killing the time, pouring our souls out like wine to feel alive, to feel alive, to feel alive. It's that top shelf liquor. That top shelf liquor. It's that top shelf liquor, and we're killing the time, pouring our souls out like wine to feel alive, to feel alive, to feel alive.
Volume11music.com. BigMex here.
Jamie here
on the BigMex and Jamie show. That's it.
So
Introduce
BigMex here, Jamie here, BigMex and Jamie show. All right,
That's
we're going to
it.
try to remember
We're
that.
going to try to remember that.
All right.
It's always hard when you get Bloody Marys and $2 PBRs here at the Sporting Life. 7770 South Jones. I always laugh at myself whenever I say that just because it sounds so radio-ish.
It does,
unquote.
but I think it fits.
But it has to, it has to be done because they're kind enough to let us and our heathens come in here and talk and be a part and drink and
eat.
Eat.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. So anyway,
you were gonna tell me something about this couple.
So this couple in Florida, right? I had to pull it up on here. I'll read you a story. As is, a married couple in Florida, Tito and Amanda Watts, were arrested a few days ago for selling golden tickets to heaven, quote unquote, to hundreds of people. They sold the tickets on the street for $99.99 per ticket, told buyers the tickets were made from solid gold and that each ticket reserved the buyer a spot in heaven. Simply present the ticket at the pearly gates and you're in. I can't even really say this with a straight face.
And how many did they sell?
Hold on. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and said to sell them so I could get some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie who said if I got the cash together, he'd take me and my wife on his flying saucer to his planet that's made entirely of drugs. You should arrest Jesus because he's the one that gave me the golden tickets and said to sell them. I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up."
Oh, my God.
End quote. Amanda Watts said in her police statement, "We just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs. I don't do nothing. Tito sold the tickets. Tito sold the golden tickets to heaven. I just watched." Police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drug paraphernalia, and a baby alligator. So
and a baby alligator.
So this is what this is how my thought process is. Who the fuck bought these tickets?
Oh yeah.
And how did they get their hands on a baby alligator? I know they live in Florida.
They're in Florida. I think it's, out of everything in that story, the baby alligator part is like, yeah, I can kind of see a baby alligator being involved. But seriously, I need to meet these people.
They're arrested. So
no, I want to meet the people who bought the tickets.
Oh yeah, that's like who? How?
Because I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to sell.
How
them.
dumb are you to fucking buy a ticket from obviously a pair of meth heads? Those are the pictures of the two right there.
I mean, they look trustworthy
Anna
to
and
me.
Nikki, can you turn your mics on? We're gonna bring Anna and Nikki on for the rest of the podcast. What do you think about these two lovely individuals? Trustworthy.
Is that tattoos on his face?
No, I think those are scratches.
Oh.
Probably from the baby alligator.
From the baby alligator.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I can see why I would give somebody $99.99
to these
and
two.
Trust them that they could very well be prophets of heaven.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. So anyway, we have a lot of, and I bring Nikki and Anna on here now because they attended the Amazing Comic-Con, as we stated earlier in our podcast, the Las Vegas Amazing Comic-Con. And I was speaking to Anna at the event yesterday, and I said to her, Anna, to me, this is probably the best one in Las Vegas, even though there was one a few months ago. The Wizard World.
The Wizard World.
The one over, and no offense against Wizard World, and they had some really good people who were signing autographs and stuff.
Right.
Really cool, like a lot of Walking Dead people. Freddy Krueger was one of my favorite ones that I wanted to get.
Kevin Sorbo was there.
Kevin Sorbo, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, Kevin Sorbo's all right. Hercules.
Hercules.
I get it.
It's Hercules, man.
So, but like from a comic book standpoint, you had people like Rob Liefeld and Kevin Eastman, and who else was out there? John Barrowman.
Yep.
A lot of comic book bigwigs or head honchos or whatever were out there, and they were signing for free. And they could have sold. I mean, some of them, like some had stipulations. $20 for anything Deadpool from Rob Liefeld, but anything else was like free. So I personally liked this one as opposed to the other one. But what were your thoughts on the whole event? You two.
I do like this one because this is our own. This is a Vegas Comic-Con.
Yes.
Like we finally have a really good one.
So, but what was your favorite part of the Comic-Con?
I'm always a fan to see what people cosplay as.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
the
it.
Same.
Nikki, who did you go as yesterday?
I just did my own thing. I didn't have a character,
No?
so I just went in with some wig on and just.
You wore the red wig,
had,
right?
Yeah, I just had.
That was a
fun.
wig.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Red
I was
wig.
wondering. I was like, did she really color her hair back?
I mean, I'm sorry. That was your real hair, wasn't it? Oh,
No, I know. I'm sorry.
Was the thing in your lip real too?
That was fake, also. I know. I just.
That's why it's called cosplay.
Yeah.
I guess
It's
so.
not real.
Yeah.
But she wasn't cosplaying.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was. She was creating her own cosplay.
Exactly.
Okay,
So I
there
just
you
did
go.
my
To
own
create
thing.
your own.
There's
you
going to be
know?
people dressed
I
up as
didn't
her
want
next
to go
year.
as
I
just
get it.
me, boring me. I just want to be
Not
different.
boring.
You're not boring.
Not
No.
boring.
Not at all. And Anna, who did you go as?
I went as the Punisher.
Female Punisher.
Female Punisher.
Yeah.
She was getting a lot of photos, I will tell you.
Yeah?
Everybody wanted photos with her too. So
Yeah.
she did a really good
What
job.
was your favorite part of the con yesterday?
I just like taking pictures with everybody.
Yeah.
I loved it. I took some photos with a few gentlemen that were part of the.
That sounded so dirty.
I know. Thank you, gentlemen.
There was a couple of.
They were all
gentlemen.
decked out in their soldier.
Oh, the
soldier
Jurassic Park looking one.
Yeah, the one where I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
we
see
played along
that.
with that. But yeah, they were all umbrella
Yeah?
soldiers and
You
whatnot.
should
so that
post
was-
some of your guys'
Okay.
pictures on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool for them to see you guys finally, because you guys are going to start doing our comic book angle of stuff, as we talked about earlier. And there's a couple things that are coming up. Did you guys catch the trailer for Fear the Walking Dead?
I did not.
Not very elaborate, nothing spectacular, but the music made it. The music is what made that
Yeah, I
trailer,
mean,
I think.
It feels like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it
I
does.
mean, it had that feeling, and it basically, if you haven't seen this trailer, it's some guy, not a gangbanger like I tried to say earlier, but some guy in L.A. running away from something.
Also, all the guys in L.A. are gangbangers?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, my God. You're going
I
to get
know.
shot,
I'm
dude.
gonna.
Not by
some
me, by
problems
like
here.
fucking some people
But,
around here listening.
I don't want to go too deep into this subject, but no, he's just running away
Yeah.
from something, and you don't actually see it. It's a 30-second spot, but it had that feel,
Yeah.
and you knew what you were getting into. They're coming out in August. Is going to be 6 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead.
Which I initially said 6, that's it. But then you brought to my attention that the first episode of The Walking Dead was only 6 episodes.
Yeah, the first season of Walking Dead, I believe, was 6 episodes, maybe 10, but I think it was
you're
like
right. It was 6, but they had like webisodes that led into the actual first season. So there were like 5-10 minute webisodes. Like
Yeah.
I think there was like 5 or 10 of them, and then it kind of led into the first full season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a good taste of what this show has to offer. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Are you guys Walking Dead fans?
Oh, of course. I love The Walking Dead, but isn't this one going to be set up like when the whole thing started
Leading,
off?
yeah.
like right
Like
ground
right off
zero.
the bat.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really interesting if they actually tell you what happened, or if it's
Yeah,
gonna
I want to
be-
know if it's a virus, if it
Yeah.
what is it, you know?
Well,
mean-
they just said when they were in Atlanta at the
CDC?
CDC, they said it was a virus, but it never said
Airborne or something?
They never said how it became, like where it
Yeah,
originated
why,
from, or
where, how? Because
they
I mean,
just-
everybody has it. So
Right.
did we get it from our water? Did we get it from food?
I always think that every episode I see, and when I see them puncture the head, I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
Inoculations. I mean, when you think about like flu shots, that would be kind of a cool angle to go to, because they said
Nah, I
that.
think that would raise some.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think, there's too many.
they don't
There's too many
care.
non-vaxxers.
But seriously,
families
they
out
said
there who
that
get-
everybody. Remember in that first preview, they talked about how people are coming down with this flu, blah blah blah. Remember in that first preview, they started. It was like
They
a
did say
radio
that.
broadcast, and they said, people got this flu. Make sure you go to the doctor. This and that. You never know. I mean, it could be
But
something,
it was something
to do with
that
that.
everybody had already had, though.
But if everybody got this inoculation, or the majority of the people got the inoculation because there's this really bad flu going around, if somebody had a super flu that said you will die if you get this, would you go get it? The inoculation?
Probably not.
You wouldn't, so you'd be one of those guys. But I think a lot of people would, and then infect everybody
I don't remember
else.
that part in the first episode, but I'm going to have to go
Well,
back.
it's that first trailer they did at the last episode of last season.
The first trailer of the last episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you check it out and you see what I'm talking about.
Oh, so it was
But,
a recent episode. I thought you meant it was like one of the very first episodes.
No, like in the. We're gonna do this right now.
I
The
know,
last
I understand.
The
I
season
completely
finale of
understand.
last season,
No.
they showed the little trailer for Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
that,
first
that
mini
explains
clip,
it.
yeah.
That makes sense
Yeah.
now. No, I didn't see that one.
All right.
All right.
We'll talk about that later.
Whatever.
Just you and me.
Yeah, just. So, what are you guys laughing? Are y'all laughing with us or at me?
At you.
Okay.
All of us.
I'm just
So-
being honest.
So talking about Las Vegas Comic Con.
Okay.
There's the other Comic Con going on.
Yes.
That's in San Diego,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a huge deal. People buy their tickets a year in advance. Blah blah blah. So Sony, Marvel, and Paramount have all pulled out
Yeah.
of San Diego Comic Con.
Paramount. Who's on? Who's on Paramount?
The only thing I can think of is like Mission Impossible and movies like that. But I mean, I don't know about you. Can you think of anything else?
No, not off the top of my head.
I
Maybe-
have
maybe
a hard
Turtles?
time. Maybe Turtles, but that's like New Line.
This is and when you told me about that a little while ago, I was like, that's fucking lame. But and I was thinking about it. It makes kind of sense because the Comic-Con in San Diego is for promotion. You want to
Yeah.
promote it. Those movies, like anything Marvel, you don't need promotion for it.
They don't care though. I mean, when you think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, that's just in production right now, but they don't care. They're going to do it 2 years in advance. I think everyone's afraid of Star Wars. Star Wars announced about a month ago that they were going to be a part of this Comic-Con. I think everybody's going to have Star Wars on the brain so much that the other guys don't really need to put the money in to do it. That's my thought. There's going to be small panels. I have read that there's going to be like individual panels and things like
Yeah.
that for some of this stuff, but that huge push for like Marvel and all that, you're not going to see it.
What's coming up? What's the next Marvel movie coming up?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and then Thor.
No, I think Captain America is next, isn't it?
Captain America's next year.
I think Civil War is next, and I think Ragnarok is after that.
No, because Ragnarok should be leading into.
You think?
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, to be honest with you.
There's a lot of
There's
movies.
a lot of stuff, man, coming out as far as Marvel concerned. I don't think they need the promotion. That's what I think it is. Like, let Star Wars have it. It's going to be theirs. Might as well just give it to the big dog, out of respect. and we're just gonna, we don't need the promotion. That's
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're necessarily thinking like that because they always want the promotion because it doesn't have to cost them a lot to do that, really. People get excited, blah, blah, blah. But, it's going to be interesting to see, like, the on-site reports for that because you have people that paid a lot of money a year in advance to go to that, and they're like, oh, man, really?
I go for the toys, to be honest with you.
Yeah, those exclusives.
The only reason I go for is for the toys.
Well, speaking of toys, this is something we didn't even talk about. They're going to be releasing the Force Awakens toys probably like 3 months before the movie, from what I've heard.
Really?
And you're going to see, like, I don't want to say like an early bird thing, but the date is out there when they come out. And I want to say it's like September, October. So you're going to see like a line of toys come out in that first 3 months before the movie, which is going to be an interesting thing, to see. You're going to reveal some of these characters before, but the spoilers are out there. I mean, Max, you hate spoilers.
I'm not looking for spoilers.
There is so many out there right now.
Did
with
I
Star
ask you
Wars.
about this one
Yeah,
day?
you did.
I'm not a big fan. Like I've had it up to here with people sneaking pictures. I don't want to know.
Well, these are interesting. Like there's shots from the actual Force Awakens that have just surfaced.
I'm
not going to say anything, but it's like it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Silence. You see that?
I'm done.
People are just like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars. No, don't
I
do
know.
it.
And we're leading up to that big Star Wars episode. It's going to be a two-parter. I know it is. Talking about movies again, Halloween.
Yes.
One of my favorite. I don't care. Halloween's like pizza.
Halloween's
even
my
when
Christmas.
it sucks ass, it's still kind of good.
Yeah.
It's pizza. It's Halloween. Michael Myers, you can't go wrong. They're resurrecting Michael Myers again.
Yes.
With Halloween Returns coming out. I think it's probably going to come out this year.
You know what? I met Taylor Maine, the guy who played the last
Tyler.
Tyler. What did I say? Taylor. I met Tyler.
We got to
Maine.
give credit.
Sorry, Tyler Maine, the guy who played the last Michael Myers, and I should have asked, man. It didn't even dawn on me.
You know who else he played, right?
Sabretooth.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me stop stepping on my toes, okay?
I wanted to quiz you right here on the air.
So anyway, I should have asked him if he was going to play the next Michael Myers. I've heard different stories. You just said that it's supposed to pick up where Zombie left off.
No, actually, it's supposed to pick up where the first original John Carpenter movie, the Part 1 and Part 2, which is the same night. We talked about this on the show before. It's one night that 1 and 2 happened back in 78 and 81 or whatever.
Yeah.
This is supposed to pick up after that. I'm not sure if they're even going to include any of the stuff after that, the 4, 5, 6, 7, all that. I don't think they're going to include it because
even though they're all right, I just hope they don't.
I mean, the premise is that Michael Myers is being executed. That's the premise, that he's finally being executed after all these years of doing these murders.
Yeah.
And somehow he gets out, blah, blah, blah. I've said blah, blah, blah so many times tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's because you brought up, I should say yada, 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 because you brought up Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But supposedly he escapes from the execution, and then a character from the original movies, which was the sheriff from the original movies way back when, is going to be a main character in this. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if they do anything like the Texas Chainsaw, the last one. I'm not really excited because that was a terrible movie.
You see, Michael Myers has been one of those characters that he never got hokey. Even though they've had some hokey plot lines, he was never he never told jokes. He never spoke.
I was going to say, he never told jokes.
He never spoke. Like how Freddy would say something witty or something.
Yeah, Freddy got really cheesy there for a while.
And Jason just I was over that one. Which we'll talk about Jason a little bit because I heard something about the rebooting of Jason.
They are.
You want to say something?
They're rebooting Jason too?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So the reboot is actuality Jason is going to be a female.
No.
And it's going to be his mom because his mom was the original murderer in the first one. This is going to be his mom. And I forgot. I read this like last year sometime. That's the reboot rumor for Jason. Anyway.
I think they're going to go the direction of the original. If they remake the original, then they're going to do that. It's his mom. But the remake, I honestly thought it was one of the better remakes. I thought the one that they did recently was really good. I thought they took every element of it. It was a kind of a direct sequel to the originals and ignored the 12 other ones that happened in between. I thought it was good. I don't really understand the thought process. Even Texas Chainsaw. Why ignore movies that were actually really good? You know, like they totally skip the Texas Chainsaw sequel and prequel to say, oh, we're going to start it right where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre ended, which was kind of a cheesy movie. Even though it was a classic, it was a cheesy movie. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
So we've talked about these remake issues before.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, Anna, is there like a remake that you think was better than the original?
I wouldn't say better, but the Evil Dead remake I thought was amazing.
Yes.
I agree. Much more brutal than the
I
original.
loved it.
So did
Less hokey.
Loved
It was more frightening than it was like, come on.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I mean, the Sam Raimi version was more of a comedy horror.
He's always, but that's
Hybrid.
that's his genre. That's
Yeah.
what he does. He has
But this was a pure black-hearted horror movie.
And the fact that it was all like practical effects.
I loved it. I agree with
amazing.
you. I thought that was great. And there's a TV series coming out.
Yes, Ash versus the Evil Dead. I can't
got
wait to
stars?
see that.
Look at that smile on her face. Jeez,
Yeah, a
dude.
lot of people are excited about
love
that.
the
'cause, I
Evil
mean, you got Bruce back in the Bruce Campbell back
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
And so you have the original, and in the Evil Dead remake, there was a tag at the end of that movie with
Groovy.
Bruce in that. So there's a lot.
I always
of
like
legacy.
looking for the Oldsmobile in every one of Sam Raimi's movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Oldsmobile. It's in every single one of his movies. It was Spider-Man's uncle's car,
Yes.
I had no idea.
and it was Ash. It was the car like in the original Evil
Heading
Dead
to the
movie.
cabin.
Heading to the cabin. That car is in every single one of Sam Raimi's movies.
That's very cool. I had
Yeah.
no idea. I try to catch all these Easter
Was
eggs.
Send Me to Hell or something like that?
Drag Me to
Drag
Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. That was a good one. It was in that one. It was the one that the lady was.
The old lady?
Yeah. No, that the somebody was trapped in. Or I can't remember which one it was.
I
but
don't
yeah.
remember that movie too much, but
See, check up all the Sam Raimi movies and you'll see it in there.
I will.
Yeah.
What else we got going on?
CW.
We got, CW. They're going to bring out. So, okay, you have this like real craze right now for comic book characters and
Yeah.
movies and this and that. My thoughts on Supergirl are out there. I just don't think it's going to catch. But
I disagree with you on
CW is coming up with Hawk Girl.
Yes.
And I know absolutely nothing other than she's probably a Hawk Girl.
Yeah. What do you know about Hawk Girl?
I know about her and Hawkman.
Yeah. No Hawk babies or nothing like that.
No Hawk babies,
Yeah.
but it's like one of
Eggs.
those a tale as old as time love story type of things.
Yeah.
So is she part Hawk? Or is she just
No,
like to
but
dress
she's
up
from
like
like
a
a
Hawk?
different planet.
She's from a different planet.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's a leap.
Full of Hawk people.
But that's a leap. I mean, when you think about the stuff that's been out before, you have Arrow, you have Flash, they're somewhat grounded in reality.
Yeah.
You suddenly jump to the I'm from another world thing, and if you screw it up, it's just cheese. I mean, it just doesn't
No,
work.
no.
Hot Girl. I don't know if that's really where
She's
you want to go.
supposed to be in part of that whole super group.
Justice
The League.
League?
Justice League.
The League. The one with Flash, and they're going after Arrow's going to be in it. It's on
Justice League?
No, the TV show.
Oh, isn't that still the Justice League, though?
No, man.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. It's that spin-off show.
Yeah, the spin-off show from Flash and
Legends
Arrow.
of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow,
There
yes.
you go.
Where I think she's going to be in it. She's one of the characters
They'll
in there.
probably introduce her in that show, and I think you're right. Actually, I think she is in that. And they'll introduce her and maybe spin it off. There comes a point on anything when you oversaturate it,
Yeah.
and I worry that once you come up with we're going to do a show about Hawk Girl, I think you're going to start losing the cred that Arrow and Flash got, and go kind of that direction.
Yeah.
And when you think about all the troubles that Spider-Man's gone through, especially on the movie form.
Yeah.
They're making some other changes right now and some bringing back some stuff.
Yeah, I think in the comic books they're bringing back a biracial, or it was introduced a while ago, from what I understand, and they're bringing him kind of to the forefront and being a biracial Spider-Man. His name is Miles Medina.
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales or Miles Medina or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing him up, and they're kind of doing a lot of stuff with him. On top of, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but with the whole Sony and Marvel thing, the whole email leaks, and now the ability to use Spider-Man in some of the Marvel movies and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
There was a contract leak. Two things. There was a contract leak just happened. I saw that. I read this yesterday, where Spider-Man cannot drink, smoke cigarettes, or be gay. in any of the future episodes that have him in with Marvel. This is Sony's.
And that's Sony's thing?
That's Sony's thing.
And that's off the wiki thing that just came out?
Nuh-uh.
I heard they were releasing more leaks.
Oh yeah,
from
well this
the
is one
Sony
of the
deal.
leaks.
That's
This is one
probably
of the
it,
leaks, yeah. And I guess because Andrew Garfield is now out as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The whole Sinister Six has been taken out.
Yeah, the whole
also.
Spider-Man.
I was really looking forward to the Sinister Six. I was going to wonder. I didn't think it was going to be very good, but I wanted to see some of these, of these characters.
I think it would have been a mess. I mean,
think so?
You have too many, really. I mean, you have to do, if you're going to do a Venom or Carnage movie, it has to be a Venom or a Carnage movie. You cannot just throw those characters in there. Just like, Spider-Man 3, come on. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
You can't throw those characters in. But I don't know why they can't get Spider-Man right. I think he's such a vanilla character as a regular guy that it's really hard to get that right.
So you think they have to get a certain Spider-Man? And I think that's what they were trying to do with Andrew Garfield.
I think he was actually better. I can't stand Tobey Maguire, but Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man. But
he was a better.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, he was a better Peter Parker. Why do you think he shot himself in the foot?
Oh, you heard all the stories. Like he was
the horror stories.
He was showing up late to stuff. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. I think he realized that he was in a terrible second movie, and he had a hard time with that. Hey, if you work for a company that you're kind of ashamed of, it's hard to be behind that. And they made such a mess. Changing gears really quick. This is something again that's kind of a left field. There was rumors just today about the third Wolverine movie.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody knows about this, but it's been disproven to a point. But they were talking that they might do the old man Logan storyline, which is essentially where he dies.
You're a
never
Wolverine fan.
ever thought they would make an old man Logan.
I don't think they can because of the characters. Because
Exactly.
I read about, I don't know enough about this, and you know way more than I do, Anna. And some of the characters involved in this were like the bad Hulk. You had
yes, the whole
incestuous
Hulk story-
She-Hulk stuff. If you go out there and read the whole Old Man Logan storyline, it is wacko.
Yes,
But cool, but wacko.
It's great, but
can
I
you
don't-
say anything about? Can you at least shed some light on what that storyline is?
I have no familiarity with
I
it at all.
haven't read it at all. It's pretty much he has unfinished business to do, and he teams up with Hawkeye,
Who's blind?
who's blind now, and he's trying to figure out what happened because apparently Old Man Logan now, he did something in his past and it's been freaking him out, and he refuses to wield his claws now, and so he's going after the people who made him do a certain thing.
And he has a wife and kids now too, right?
Yes.
And he doesn't go by Wolverine at all. He goes by Old Man Logan or
Old
Logan.
Man Logan,
He has
yes.
gray hair. Finally, this is set in the future, of course.
Old Man Mex right here from now on.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. We can
I like
do
it
that.
too. Yeah.
But the Hulk stuff. There's all these. The United States has been sectioned off into all these different zones.
Does this have anything to do with the Civil War storyline?
No.
No.
It's weird. It's weird. But there was a rumor saying that they were kind of going towards this. But the problem is, it would be cool and it would be really interesting if they did that. But you have so many different entities involved in this story that they wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to have the Hulk and this and that
In
and
a 2-hour movie.
Exactly. So I think it was just they kind of disproved it, but at the same time,
could they do it in a 3-parter movie thing?
Well, they could do it with other characters, kind of like they did with X-Men Days of Future Past.
Because as you know, I don't know if you know this, but Game of Thrones, the guy who wrote it,
yes,
he wrote it with the intent of never make it. He deliberately wrote it to where he's like, there's no way anybody can make this into a movie or TV show.
Oh, yeah.
So, is it one of those things to where it was written possibly with the, it can be done. Me personally thinking, basically what I'm saying, I think it can be done.
Well, the comic book stories can stand alone. They're all different. You can take a whole genre, or not genre, but a whole storyline and completely mold it into your own. And that's what's cool about comic books. You can reinvent. But the only way they would do this in a movie is to take, and somebody brought this up, is instead of, this character, it could be Magneto. That could be his traveling companion, which would betray the people who read the comic and really like the comic. And for the people who don't know anything, they would be like, oh, cool, this is a cool story. So that's a fine line to cross there.
Yeah. So
And you brought up Game of Thrones. We didn't
sorry.
even put that on our list.
Yeah, we didn't put it up on our list.
I know.
Should we talk about it? You guys Game of Thrones fans? No?
Nope.
No.
Oh, man.
So we can just totally go, "Blah," you know.
Yeah. Would you be upset if we talked about it and gave spoilers?
Nah, I don't care
Okay.
about it.
Nope.
Excellent. So
Okay.
we watched this last episode, not together, mind you.
Yeah.
But we were shocked.
Uh-huh.
I was shocked.
I was shocked too.
Before we talk about anything else about it,
Before we do, okay.
Before what?
We're gonna need to put spoiler alerts on here for the people who haven't seen it yet.
it's been a few weeks.
You know what? I just barely saw it a couple days ago.
That's your problem.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We can do that. We can
Okay,
do that.
spoiler
You just have to
alerts.
remind me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even going to talk about that. So here's the deal. The books are done. So the end of this season is the end. There's no more books right now. He has not. We went way too fast as far as the series went, as far as George writing more books. He's not done with the next book. So anything that comes in the next season,
And he's working at his own pace.
He's working at his own pace. So anything that comes next season is either the invention of the makers
or
of the
stuff
show,
that was left off,
or stuff that he gives them. So if he's written 800 pages of this 1,600-page book, he can say, okay, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this is what you can go by and follow that roadmap.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because all the people who already know what happens, they have to shut the fuck up now.
Not-
they
not-
have
not
no
only that,
clue.
That didn't happen in the books.
It did. The last
Did it
book
happen?
ended with, spoiler alert,
What?
Jon Snow dying.
Really?
Yes.
I
That's
thought,
the
I
end
heard
of
that
the
I thought
last
it,
book.
I heard it wasn't. Okay.
No, everybody, it was out there, and I heard about it, and it kind of pissed me off that they were talking about it, that he dies. And the thing is, if you want to speculate, there's a big scene where the, I guess, is she the Red Witch? I don't know what you want to call her,
Yeah.
but she was the one with Stannis.
Always showing her boobs.
Right, and she was totally kind of down with Jon Snow. She shows up at the wall 5 minutes before they kill him. That is saying something. She knows how to bring people back. And they have not touched upon this in the show because in the book
Good job.
they brought back the Stark, Catelyn. They
Which-
brought back the
the
mom.
mother? The mom?
Yeah, they brought her back. And in the show they didn't bring her back.
Yeah.
And I think the speculation is that one way or another he is the end game of this whole thing. He's going to be brought back. Jon Snow. Yeah.
So he was brought back to life.
He has stated, the actor Kit Harington has said that he is not in the next season. He's using his words very choice. He says, I am not on the next season of Game of Thrones, which leads me to believe he'll be on the season after. That there's
Yeah.
going to be because again, certain characters don't show up. There's 5,000 characters. You can't show them all. I think he'll come back.
Yeah.
Because that's the king, the Knight's King, the one that's the other.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah.
As far as when he was staring at him across the water, there's something weird. And I can go into that for ages because there's a lot of speculation, but we won't.
Yeah. But what we will talk about is, does anybody remember Jake Lloyd? Jake Lloyd, anybody? Anybody raise your hand?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. I know
Annie.
Annie? Was he an Annie?
No, he was Annie.
He was Annie.
That's how bad it was.
Annie.
Yeah. No Anakin in this situation. He was
No,
Annie.
Anakin.
You know, by the way,
Annie.
I just want to, a side note, I saw your post, Indiana,
Yes.
the other day. That was hilarious. And this one let me thought about it. Anakin.
Oh, Jesus.
See? There you go. So I just kind of gave it away right there.
Anything.
Jake Lloyd played Anakin Skywalker, little Annie, in the episode 1 of Star Wars. Why are you shaking your head?
He was so bad.
That's all you can do when
He ruined-
referencing episode 1.
I just, you thought he made Jingle All the Way a bad movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Was he in that too?
Oh, yes. Honestly, the Anakins in episode 1, 2, 3 ruined the whole prequel. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
problem with the prequel.
yeah.
Jar Jar Binks ruined episode 1.
And
I
Hayden
think-
Christensen.
But that's
you
what I
know-
mean. The
you know what?
Anakins,
Yes.
they ruined it. But, again, so Jake Lloyd, has anybody heard from this kid since he was in episode 1? Probably not.
Anytime I see anything Star Wars related, I think about whatever happened to that kid.
Well, guess what? He just got arrested for some really cool stuff. Mex, take it away.
He led police on a high-speed chase in South Carolina.
Pod race.
That ended in him hitting a tree. So
Poodoo.
no details have been released on what happened, or if they found any drugs or alcohol or whatever. I just think it's hilarious. Good for him.
I saw a picture. I saw his mugshot.
Yeah, I
and
saw
he
that too.
actually he looked pretty evil. He looked pretty
he
sithy.
He didn't look. Yeah, it's
He looked pretty Sithy. He has facial hair now.
Yeah.
By the way.
Uh-huh.
And he looked
Very, very minimal facial hair.
You know, honestly, he probably looked more like a Sith in training than Hayden Christensen did.
Yeah.
So they should have waited. They should have waited. Yeah. They should have known this kid was a bad seed. You know, again, I mean, the Anakins. Jake Lloyd disappeared. Hayden Christensen disappeared.
He did Jumper. Jumper was all right.
Yeah, but it was at the same time. But since seriously, he's done like one movie or something like that.
He
It's
doesn't
like
need to.
he killed his career.
He doesn't need to.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. So I was watching. I mentioned to you a while ago that I saw the movie, the documentary, The People versus George Lucas. Have you ever seen that
Oh, I
documentary?
love that. Yes.
All right. So I finished it right as it got to the part of people starting to really hate George Lucas, and I'm going to defend George Lucas because I had said this from the get-go. Were you able to remember when Star Wars, the very first Star Wars movie, came out in
77?
Yeah. Do you remember? Did you remember?
Yeah.
Okay. It had characters like C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, stuff for kids to like to grab a hold to, and it had this backstory of all this political mess that was going on, right? So fast forward to episode 1, 2, and 3, same thing. We have kids now of our own.
We grew up.
That we grew up watching this movie. So now, in order for George Lucas to grab a whole nother generation of people by their dollar, by their wallets, he created Jar Jar Binks. So for our kids to like these episodes and these, because and it was funny because they even interviewed all these kids saying, "Oh, I love Jar Jar Binks. I love Jar Jar Binks. That was my favorite part." And that's him relating to them. With us now looking at the whole political back storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
I mean, you don't have a movie series that spans 30 years. So what happens is you have these people that you grab with this original trilogy, and they're between the age of maybe like 5 and 10. And they like, oh, this is the best thing ever. This is what they grew up on. This is what we grew up on. And then 30 years later, we unleashed 3 more movies. And that's the hard part to get. If you were to release the first 3 movies 30 years later and we have to watch them, we'd be like, oh, this is kind of a kid's movie. You know, Ewoks, really? You know, that type of thing. But the other big factor is George Lucas did not have kids when he originally wrote and created Star Wars.
that's fine.
He even said that once he had kids of his own, it changed the way he thought. Everything about the movies he did were designed towards those kids, his kids. And I think that was a big player in the new trilogy.
So you think
that he
his
created.
kids are what fucked him up?
I don't want to go
Those
against George
fucking
Lucas's kids.
George Lucas's fucking little bratty kids fucked up movies.
I think
for
it's
everybody
changed
else.
his mindset. I mean, I don't hate George Lucas, but
I don't
think, you know, when
I
you
just
look
don't
at
like some of his stuff he
you
does.
look at it, I mean, like Star Wars was great. It was it created a whole thing, but then you saw that the rest of the movies were all other people involved. I mean, The Force Awakens has Lawrence Kasdan again,
Yeah.
who did Empire Strikes Back. So it kind of tells you kind of where they're going there. As far as what was the best movie of the original trilogy, I think Empire Strikes Back. I don't know what other people at this table think.
My favorite's A New Hope.
Really?
Yes, just because it's the first one. It
really
introduces you to everything, and
Yeah, I like the darkness of Empire Strikes Back, but that's cliche now to like dark movies.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with The Force Awakens.
Mine is Return of the Jedi.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that I dislike any of them, but
yeah,
I mean, Return of the Jedi had a couple things. The Ewoks just still didn't really gel with me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was
Okay.
just, it was the beginning of the George Lucas that we saw in Episode 1, I thought.
Yeah.
yeah.
I disagree with you.
You
But whatever.
hold that right to disagree with
I'm
me
gonna-
about Star Wars.
I'm gonna
This will happen again. This will come up
I'm gonna
again.
bring your mic down. Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. Anything you guys want to say? You two over there on the other side too.
Yes.
Huh?
Well, I just wanted to talk about one of the booths from the Amazing Comic Con.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you told me about this.
I completely fell in love with this
Okay.
whole concept.
Huh?
It's the Critical Care comics,
Okay.
and they basically just take donations of any comic books of anything, and they go around to hospitals and they give them to kids, and they'll dress up as superheroes and just anything just to put a smile on the kids' faces.
That's awesome.
You know?
Seriously, yeah.
And I stood there at longer than at any other booth, just talking to this guy. I thought he was amazing.
What was his name?
His name's Jason.
Jason-
Jason Golden.
Jason Golden. That's
Yes.
that's a very appropriate name. doing stuff like that.
And can anybody just like volunteer to dress up and go to those places? Or do they
Yeah,
have
you just have
people
to
that
talk
do
to
that?
them. They have a few. They have like
Yeah.
a Supergirl, a Batman, a Spider-Man, and
Did you ask them if they had a Punisher?
they don't have a Punisher yet.
There you go. Boom.
It'd be kind of fun though. It'd be kind of fun to dress up and
You should,
do
you should
something like
start
that
hanging
for
out on
kids.
Fremont Street dressed up as Punisher and start taking pictures for tips.
We won't-
I'm
we
here
won't
to
see her
do it.
again.
She wouldn't need a full-time job anymore. That'd be her
I
full-time
know.
job.
There you
She'd be
go.
like, holy shit, I made $500
She'd
an
be like,
hour.
Mrs. Mex, I quit. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, Critical Comics, do they have a storefront or is it a website or anything?
Right now, their website is under construction,
Okay.
but they're on Facebook.
We know the feeling.
Yeah, right.
Constant.
Right now, they're on Facebook, like
Uh-huh.
just Critical Care Comics. You can just like their page and go off of that.
You see that? That's kind of weird. That's one of my hairs flying away.
Yeah. Nobody listening right now could see that, but there was a small
peach
light-colored
fuzz.
hair flying through the air.
U-shaped hair. Like, what
and
the
Max
fuck
went
is
for it, and he seems to think it was his, but
I
I,
felt
don't know where
I'll
it came.
take
I don't
it,
want to
right?
know where
But
it
you
came
saw it
from.
though? It's just
Yeah.
kind of just floating there. Like, what the hell is that?
It's an angel.
Yeah. So anyway, anything else? What do we got coming up this week?
We already talked about it. We got 36 Crazy
right.
Fists. We got Civil Unrest. We got Lit coming up on July 4th. We got Art of Dying coming up on July 3rd at Vamped. We got something maybe coming up
In
on
the
July
works. In July
2nd.
2nd in the works.
So you
It's
guys
kind of
really,
a big thing. And,
yeah, you got to be paying attention to our pages.
Yes, pay attention to our pages and our podcast because if it happens, then we're going to need everybody here in town to come out and support what may be happening.
Indeed.
I sound very cryptic.
No, it's not so cryptic. It's hopeful, but you know, if you forget that we said this and then something doesn't happen, no harm, no foul.
Yeah,
But if
just-
it does, you better be
Yeah,
listening
just
right
keep
now.
July 2nd on the pencil in volume 11 on the for July 2nd somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Can't
that's
say
all we
much.
have.
Yeah, and Nikki,
No,
just
I got
contain
nothing.
yourself over there, please.
Nikki, wake up.
Just keep it down over there, please. I know you're at the edge of your seat.
I think we should have Nikki take us out.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
no,
Really?
that's
She
not a
knows
good
what the
idea.
show
not
is.
Not just that, but
She
she's
knows
just,
what the show is.
No, she needs to work into it. You can't just throw somebody in there.
You sure?
Yeah.
You did
I'm
that to me.
still working
I was
with
gonna say
you.
you did that to me.
I'm still
hey, we're gonna
working
do a
with you.
podcast, so you need to show up on Sunday.
That basically was.
I'm still
Okay.
coming in
That's
late.
basically how it went down. Do
Right?
It really did,
Yeah.
actually.
you know the name of the show, Nikki?
It's just something Mex and Jamie, you know. That's-
Something Mex and
Something
Jamie.
next and
Yeah,
Jamie.
it's-
Damn
it's
it!
like
Why didn't we
that.
think of that one? I feel bad now.
Something dark side.
That was already taken.
Was it blah blah blah? Is that was?
Yada, yada,
You know
yada,
what? Blah blah blah. That was the theme of the night.
Yeah.
Brought to you by blah blah blah. Anyways, this is the big.
The big.
I almost said something really weird. It would have been
I
a.
start it.
Yeah, it would have been.
Nobody
A,
can
You know what? I
remember the
changed
name
my
of the
mind. Let's
show.
have Nikki take us out.
it started bad. Let's just put it that way.
All right. It's the Big Mex and Jamie show. We are out of here. We'll talk to you next week. Are we podcasting next week?
Why not?
Sure, why not? It's our show. We can do what the fuck we want to, right?
Yes,
It's
sir.
the Big Mex and Jamie show on Volume 11 Music.
.com. Check.
Go down 3, 2, 1.